Okay, today's gonna be a good one. We've got a little bit of combo work with the front of our legs, back of our legs, a little bit of chest. It's gonna be good. So let's get into our warm up. The first thing is to just go into a bit of a lunge position. So you're just holding that lunge, take your side hand, hold onto your leg, take your opposite hand, and I just want you to reach over. Right here, I'm reaching up and I'm stretching to the side. The difference is I'm not collapsing forward, okay, not rounding the spine. Just hold it there for another 3 seconds. See if you can reach a little further, 2, and a little further, 1, and bring it all back into center. Bring your back leg in, change legs. Okay, so that lunge, I am bending that back knee quite a bit. I'm pelvic tilting, so hand on the leg, hand is up, reach it over. And you're just holding it there. You're gonna hold your breath a little bit, but then exhale as you try to go a little further. And inhale, exhale as you try to go a little further. Beautiful, hand comes back down, step it in, shake out the legs. They're already starting to fire up a little bit. Take your opposite leg, again, both hands this time, reaching for the floor and then reaching up. Keep doing that. You're gonna do that 5 times. If you're sitting in a chair, you could reach forward, reach up. Should be somewhere around 4, and maybe somewhere around 5 before you change legs and go into the opposite leg. So in that lunge, you're nice and low, about 2 inches off the ground. Both hands are reaching forward, and then as you come up, you're just reaching tall. We're not going back behind us unless your back will give you permission to do it. That's a bit of a back bend. So be careful, you can, but just be careful. Last one, and then we'll step it in, relax the legs, recover. Okay, so then we're gonna go back into a lunge. We either drop the back knee or keep it long. That just means to keep the knee off the ground. Then we're leaning forward on that front knee. Be careful, keep the knee over the ankle. Reach for the floor if possible. As you hold it there, you can make some more room, wiggle your back foot. It's up to you if you want to just see if you can go a little further down and lean into that elbow. I'm supporting my opposite knee with my hand so it doesn't bow out to the side. I'm getting a nice, long, deep stretch in the front of the back hip. Okay, no matter where you are, knee down and or up, but if the knee is up, you're gonna put it down, take your hand. If you're on the floor, come back to a support here. Lift that back knee, bend it a lot, step in, come up so we can shake it out, change legs. All right, into your lunge. Okay, I'm just gonna demonstrate if my knee was down. If my knee was down, I'm gonna release the toe. That feels pretty good. Hold the opposite knee, coming down to the floor, hold on to it, stay there. I'm just gonna demonstrate if you're sitting in a chair, you might wanna be just reaching down towards the floor, grab your foot or your ankle. All right, no matter where you are, you can come up. And if you didn't get that option there, rewind, come back to your chair. No need to be taking a break. You can be stretching with us. All right, the workout today. So we have 1 minute on with 30 seconds off, 3 rounds, same as we've been doing. The first 2 moves, we are gonna be on the ground. We are creating a bridge here. So in that bridge, we're gonna be lifting up those hips. We're gonna hold them there. I'll talk you through it while you're up there. Stay there for 30 seconds, then we add a walk with our knees. If you're sitting in a chair, you just add a walk with your knees. You can be seated in the chair and walk the whole time for the full minute. Then we're gonna take a break for 30 seconds. You're just gonna take a second here. Then you're gonna take dumbbells into your hands. We're gonna go up into the bridge and we're gonna chest press. Okay, so if you don't have your weights, please grab them. I'm gonna be working with a little heavier today, just for fun. My body feels like it today. Some days you may feel like going a little bit heavier, but if you do, you wanna stick with that heavier weight. You don't always wanna yo-yo from like 5 pounds up to 15, back to 5. Find a weight that works for you. I've been working a lot with these 15s. I thought I would work with them today. All right, so get in place with your weights. Have a sip of water if you need to. We're gonna get started. Lying on the ground, we're gonna hit that bridge position. Ready? I don't know if you can see the clock today. It's okay if you can't. Maybe here. Okay, here we go. Up and bridge, hold for 30 seconds. Let me climb down there with you. All right, so while you're there, you're gonna to keep the shoulder blades on the ground, okay? So you want to make sure the back side of your chest is on the ground. The hands can be palms down and or thumbs up in fists, or hands up with no or a little less support. We have about 5 seconds here. Squeeze the butt, pelvic tilt, and get ready for the walk. You may want to toe heel walk your feet in a little closer. Let's begin. So our right foot comes up, our left foot comes up. Here's the challenge. Try not to drop either hip. We are writing a story in our bodies. Love that saying. I did not make it up. But it is that. I'm trying to find balance. So often we work with 2 feet down, constantly moving the hips, but we don't find the imbalance. You may notice one side is stronger than the other. Come out of it, take that break, relax. Now we're gonna prep for the chest press. You're gonna pick up a dumbbell, bring it to your hips. Pick up the other dumbbell, bring it to your hips. Then I want you to lift those hips up. You're gonna put the elbows out nice and wide, and you're holding that bridge as you press these weights over the chest. There is a natural tendency to drop the chin, so we want to be careful. Okay, ready and begin. So I love this. We're here for 1 whole minute. We have lots of time to think about how is our lower body feeling. So we are slightly trapping our hips by lifting them up and then our knees slightly pressing towards each other, but not touching. So imagine there's a magnet on the inside of your knees, trying to pull the knees towards each other. That will force you to use those inner thighs, the lower core, the lower abdominals, and your glutes. So the whole lower end is feeling this bridge. And I hope you are. I am. So as I'm pressing, I'm keeping that chin up to the ceiling. Breathe out and in. So this is where I feel strong. I love chest presses. They always make me feel strong. Oh, that minute is over. Come out of this gently. Bring your weights in towards you. As you sit up, you can have them near you or put one down at a time. We can just use this time here to stretch the back a bit. We don't have a lot of time, 30 seconds, but it is such an awesome 30 seconds. It feels so good. It's like I can breathe again. Okay, so we're lying back down. Be careful as you go down. Hold on to those knees, and then when you're ready, set it up. We're going into the bridge. Okay, so here's the evaluation I do inside my body. I'm thinking about, okay, where could I tighten up just a little bit more? Can I slightly tip my pelvis a little bit more? Pushing the back of my rib cage down a little bit more. Let's keep our gaze up to the ceiling and let's just enjoy this squeeze. Breathe in and out. It's a great time to practice your breath. Here comes our walk. All right, so one leg up, doesn't matter which one, and you're walking. So this becomes a single leg bridge. As you release, you feel that tension go into the opposite side, but at the same time, the leg that comes up, you gotta catch it, catch the hip, in your core, so it doesn't fall and collapse. So I don't wanna be dropping and twisting around that hip joint. There we go. Take your break, bring your knees to your chest, give them a little hug, say, it's okay, I got you. Gently rock side to side. Just enjoy the feeling of those legs working. So we sit down so much, right? We don't want to be always seated. We want to be working. So let's set it up. Let's bring our weight in and then our second weight in. And as I rise, I prepare my body, open up the chest. All right. So I want you to think of a deck of cards. And on a deck of cards, there's clubs, there's diamonds, but there's also something called a spade. Not a heart, the spade. So it goes a little bit wider and comes to the point. Now you can gently let the weights touch each other, or if you find you're bouncing them off each other, don't allow them to touch. Just bring them up. Now expand your chest, let the back of the arm be supported as they come down, and then press up from there. That's what a chest press is. So it's a chest press, lower, chest press, lower. Keep it going. See if those hips are nice and high. You want to be thinking about squeezing, flexing, strength. Don't let that weakness slip in, but if you need a break, take a break. There's nothing wrong with that. You can have the hips down and keep pressing. There we go. That's 2 rounds. Done. Check mark. You could choose to come up to seated, or you could stay right here. And again, just adding a few gentle stretches. Point the toes, flex the toes, ankles are stretching out. One more set. Let's see how the backside works out here. So we're going to be going into that bridge again. And again, just see if you can tighten up anywhere you're finding a little bit of weakness. Up we go. Now, the setup. The tips of my fingers can touch the back of my shoes, the back of my heels. That's a good spot for your bridge. That's a great way to test out whether or not your feet are close enough and or too far. Then if your palms are up, you just go into palms up, and that's fine. Keep squeezing. Now, if you're seated in a chair and you're doing this, just continue to walk, continue to march. Maybe you want to be doing this just slightly slid down a wall. Either or is perfect as long as you're doing something. All right, here we go. We walk up and down, up and down. So I didn't catch that on the perfect 30. That's okay. Please don't judge whether or not, oh shoot, I was supposed to change already. We don't want any stress here. We want to be enjoying ourselves. I love working out. It's my time. Lower down. Take a break. This is the only time. I really want you to stay out of judgment. I just want you to stay inside your body, knowing that you're doing the best you can. And I really mean that. There are some days it just doesn't feel good. I don't feel it myself, but I still do it, and I always feel better. All right, let's set it up. Putting those weights in our hands, bringing them to our body, and weight, lift up, and press. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little challenge at the end here. We'll do 30 seconds. We're going to go up and down, nice and easy. The last 30 seconds, I want you to press just a little quicker. So we're just going to try to move the weights with a little more speed. However, it's always form first, then power, which is adding these dumbbells. If you're not using dumbbells, that's okay too. And then speed. So here we go. We're just going to go a little quicker. Press. I didn't demonstrate no dumbbells. However, if you're not using dumbbells, that's okay. Keeping those arms moving the whole time. Here's where you might want to speed it up a little bit. Trick the muscle. Get those hips up nice and high. This is our last 10 seconds. Doesn't matter if you want to grip as if you have dumbbells. Anything works. Done. Round 3, done of our first strength circuit. So go both ways with those knees. I just want to release those legs a little bit. So although you felt your backside, we were able to do that sort of non-weight bearing, which means we're lying on our back. Use your hands behind your knees to roll yourself up. So non-weight bearing is where we were working from. That means that we're laying on the ground. Now we're going to weight bearing. So we're going to be in a standing position. Now if you're seated and you're working on this, that's okay. You're going to reach as much as you can so the back gets a bit of a workout, okay? Now, with or without dumbbells, I'm going to do my first set with a little bit heavier. This is going to be a deadlift. Then I'm going to work with a little bit lighter for my front rack squats. This time, my palms are going to be turned in, not on my shoulders. All right, so let's set it up. Grab whatever weight you think will be best. We are going to start with feet a little wider than our shoulders, soften our knees, hips go back. We're going down in front of our legs and back up. The second movement will be hands facing us and going into that squat. Ready? All right, let's do it. 3 rounds, 1 minute on, 30 seconds off. We got this. Okay, so head, chest all in line. moving, if you're already moving, I'll talk you through it. I'm coming up and down the front of my thighs. So I'm reaching forward and I'm stretching the back of my legs. So I feel that stretch, and as I come up, I'm using the back of my legs. Look towards the ground as you go down, looking slightly in front of you as you come up. Beautiful. So we're here for 1 minute, so we have lots of time. We can think about our form. Close your eyes if you like to. Feel those legs stretching as you go down, stopping, and using the back of the legs as you go up. So I want you to dig into your heels. The hamstrings should bring you up. You will feel the lower back possibly. That's okay. You're working on it. And up. We take a break. Okay. We have 30 seconds off. If you haven't had any water, please do. Today mine has lemon in it. Delicious. So if you do have lemon in your water, be sure to rinse your mouth out. There's some acid in that lemon that's not really good for your teeth. So after you drink it, swish around your mouth a little bit with some fresh water. No lemon. All right, palms in. Here we go. Sit and stand. Sit and stand. So my hips are going back. I'm reaching right back. Now I'm showing you pretty much the greatest depth that we can do. You can go down where your hips are lower than your knees. However, that doesn't feel comfortable. You go to where it does. Hips go back, tummy is tight. You may even think about sitting down and standing up. Totally up to you. With weights or no weights, doesn't matter, but the palms are facing me. Okay, so my hips go back, and as I come up, I breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. 10 seconds. Try not to speed up, okay? Keep a perfect tempo. Remember I was telling you, we're writing a story in our body? So start to feel different things in your body. Excellent. Some of it will feel good. Some of it, not so good. You're teaching your body, but things aren't always comfortable, but you can work through it. I always say when I'm going through a really bad experience, well, bad in my mind, that I get excited because I'm like, what's coming? I can't wait to see what's coming. And I really mean that. All right, pick up your heavier weight if that's what you're working with. No weights if you're not. Totally up to you. Here's our angle. Shoulders back. Chest is proud. Coming down to the shoelaces and back up, okay? So as I go down, my gaze slightly looks forward. As I come up, when I say gaze, it's where I'm looking. I'm looking in front of my shoes for sure, quite a ways. And I'm just trying to let those weights hang from my shoulders. I'm weighting the back of my legs. I'm making it so there's some extra weight for me to work with. I'm gonna leave my weights down there. You keep going. If you're working without weights, that's okay. Come up, same thing. Down, but imagine pulling something that's really stuck in the ground here, okay? So push to the outer borders of your shoes. All 4 points of your shoes should be imprinted, but I'm pushing my feet slightly out as I come up. That bracing forces me to use the muscle a lot more. Break. Okay, we're going into the front rack squats with our palms in again. Now, if keeping them completely square and in line is not comfortable, you can turn them a little bit. You want to work with whatever happens in that shoulder that comes natural. It will eventually get stronger and you will train it to do something a little different. So you're going down, okay? Hips first. Always my hips, then my bum continues to fall down or float down. Down and up. Down, up. So we go down. Sometimes I like a little hold there. Lets me know, yep, I need to stand back up. Down, need to stand back up. Can't stay down there. Can't get stuck. Hold those palms in, down and up. If you're working with no weights, your fingers can be open, big star fingers, or flex. It forces you to use the upper body muscle just a little bit, and elbows for sure, we want them in. The elbows are splayed, our back opens and it splays, it dumps out. We want to keep that tension in the whole body, okay? So always tighten up here. Keep it strong. Now, if you're using a chair, maybe you're reaching for a chair, maybe you're using your hands to stand up, sit down, okay? Or just come up into a hover and sit. I'm basically showing you can do anything, anything. It all starts right here. Thinking of the options, giving yourself permission, being patient, and being happy with whatever you get done every single time you go to do a workout. All right, last round, best round. Number 3, set those feet up. Sit in those heels, palms facing you. Let them hang and enjoy this last minute. Close your eyes if you like. Enjoy. Now, I'm not gonna offer you the challenge, not on a deadlift. We really never wanna do those deadlifts quickly. I don't love using the word no, don't, ever. But honestly, hamstrings, especially with deadlifts, are an injury that can take up to 2 years to recover and to heal and repair. The hamstrings are sensitive. They have lots of insertions. That means where they attach, but specifically to our low back, okay? So be careful. You may feel your right side more than your left right now, so I want you to shift over to where you're not feeling it as much. Your body's talking to you. Remember writing that story? You're writing your own little story in your body. It's telling you something. I love it. Each chapter is going to tell you something, meaning each workout. Woo! That's it for those deadlifts. Put them down gently. Be careful of your back. If you didn't notice, I always bend my knees a little bit when I'm putting any weights down, even if I'm going to the floor, okay? Be careful as you put them down every single time. Because as you get stronger and perhaps lift heavier, you want to get into good habits so that you never get injured. These pants can just slip down today. All right, so we've got those palms in. I don't know if you ever, am I aging myself? I think of Romper Room. And in Romper Room, he used to look through, I don't even know what it was, but he made me believe he was looking at me. So if you're looking at where your dumbbells should be, they're in line with your chin. You're kind of looking out. I see Leanne. I see Bobby. It was so much fun. I love kids shows. They give us so much hope. So let's think of this story we're writing today as giving us hope. Okay, we're not in judgment. We're not thinking, oh, I wish I could do that easier. Or you got 2 sets in today and the third is just, you just can't keep going. That's okay. Note it. Noted. That's all it is. Noted. You're noticing. You're paying attention to you. We tend to forget we are the most important person to ourselves, right? Round 2, done. We do this for ourselves, but we do it for others, right? The better we feel, the better output we're putting into the world. All right, that's your 2 strength circuits. Let's have a sip of water. No more clock. No more clock. Okay, what is our finisher? Our cardio burst today. So I'd like to do some burpees. No one loves a burpee, I know. However, I have some people who love them. You've got lots of options. You could do your burpee to the floor, okay? You could do a burpee plank jump out off the floor or off of a bench. You could walk it out. Excuse my backside. You could walk it out and stand. Doesn't matter. I just want you moving. Maybe you choose to head to the treadmill right now, or row, or bike, or skip. 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 3 rounds. Are you ready? Set, let's go. So, as you're going through a round, the only thing I do want you to stick with is in that 20 seconds, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, okay? So if you chose to go to the floor, stay with the floor. Okay, 5 seconds, keep going. If you chose a wall, stay with the wall. And stop. Recover. Okay, so while you're recovering, you're breathing, right? You're inhaling deep, exhale. Now you choose, you want to keep going with that or something completely different. We have 3 seconds. I might as well just use this bench. Let's go. Begin, just for an option. Maybe I'm using the bench to jump in front of or step up and down. The main thing is, I don't want you to get bored. The main thing is to keep going. Keep going. And stop. Ah. Ooh, that's 2. Now check your heart rate. So you know, we will talk about heart rate in a second, but you want it high. You want to feel like, yeah, last round, best round. This is my last round, last round. Ready, set, go. Doesn't matter what you're doing. What do I want to do? I'm going to go back to the beginning. And it's that simple. Make a choice. Stick with it. Consistency. It's the key. Whatever it is you're doing, just be consistent. How are we doing? Keep going, keep going. 3 seconds. 2, 1, done. Awesome. All right, drink some water. Let me talk for a sec. So where we're going with that is, take the number 220 minus your age, okay? So I'm 51 right now. There, I gave my age away. So I take that 220 minus 51, and whatever the number is I get, that's my peak heart rate. That's going at 100%, okay? We can count it out for 1 whole minute. You stand there, you take your heart rate, okay? We'll do it on other days, but I find out what my heart rate is, or I take the number. I divide it by 6 to get a 10-second count. First day with a new tongue, okay? So say my number was 120, I will divide it by 6 to get my 10-second count. We'll go over that as time goes on, but I want to make sure we keep you in your target heart rate zone, okay? Just giving you a little intro to what that is. Okay, let's just stretch it out. So I want your feet nice and wide. If you're feeling good already, it's just an indication of your fitness level right now that you recovered. I spoke for a little over a minute. And the reason I do that is so that we can just take a moment, let the heart rate come down, so that when we settle, we don't get dizzy, we don't get a head rush. We gently go into our stretches with our heart, not pumping crazy, go to your other side, but with a little bit of ease. If you're still coming down, that's okay. I am keeping your head above your heart here. That's very important to understand, is that when you're cooling down, we don't want to have that head below the heart, okay? We want the head up so the heart can regulate. Awesome. Okay, so I want you to come back to center, toe heel walk in or come up any way you can. We're going into a proposal lunge. That's literally what it is, okay? Will you marry me? Okay, so hand on the knee, just like when we started, but our foot is not up, and we're going a little deeper into the hip flexor. So I'm leaning into this. I'm gonna hold each of these stretches for about 30 seconds. I'm wiggling my back foot a little further away. Just feels like my hips need a little more opening. Listen to your body. It will tell you. Let's just hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hand down and come back. We're gonna change feet. So your knee can come back, change, go into that proposal lunge. Hand on the knee. You could be proposing to your dog. Will you be my dog? I'm being funny, but the truth is, it's just a word. But we use these words to understand where we need to be. Now, if that hurts your knee behind you, you could curl the toe, you could come up. It's so up to you, but it does feel good to just let it go. Or you can fold your mat and just make it a little more comfortable. You're there for 30 seconds, you have a lot of time. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last stretch. We'll bring our feet behind us, then we'll come over to our hips so we can sit properly. The idea with your cool down, as opposed to your warm up, is that we do want to hold the stretches a little longer. This is when our muscles are warm. This is when our body will relax a bit better. So your feet are out in front of you. I just want you to take your hands, bring them behind your back, open up that chest, stay tall. Right now, the back of your legs, just sitting like this, are getting a stretch. If you want to lean forward a little bit, you can, but it's not necessary. Chin, chest elevated. So we're working on the stretch around our joints, in our muscles, in our spine, everywhere. Right now, we're just looking at flexibility. The more flexible our muscles in our body, joints, ligaments are, the more we can get out of a workout. We get full range of motion, right? All right, just let go. Hands come forward and draw a knee in. And here, pat on the back, just teasing. We're all done. That was a great workout. Way to go.